What is up, my little Deinos? Vepsis, your coach of the Helsinki Hydreigons, and we are finally back for the UBL Season 5 semi-finals battle when we go up against Dr. Slaking and his team being the Bristol Drifloons, which is going to be a kind of new team name that he's using for the UBL. And this is the third time back-to-back seasons, all the way from Season 3 to this Season 5, that we have always met Dr. Slaking in the semi-finals, and thus far I've been able to win him twice in a row, but maybe third time is the charm for my opponent Dr. Slaking. And this matchup is not gonna be easy. I was actually hoping that Automatic would have beaten Dr. Slaking in the first round of playoffs, cause my matchup versus Automatic was a lot better, and versus Dr. Slaking from these 3 times I think now he has the best matchup versus me, mainly because his offense is very hard for me to switching to, all those things combined, and I do expect him to bring offensive team versus me. So my plan going into this battle will be utilizing Trick Room, which I'm not familiar with using in Draft League format. I think this is gonna be my second time ever using it. So it's gonna be a little bit nerve-wracking in that sense how it's gonna go, but I believe on the team. It's uphill battle from my perspective, at least matchup-wise, but under Trick Room, COPPERAJAH can pull this for us, what we are gonna be bringing. So good luck and have fun to Dr. Slaking, and let's jump into this and see how this is gonna be going. Win or lose, I'm fine with either way result. If we lose, at least the season is done over with, and I have another league besides NCP starting in my channel actually, but I'm not gonna spoil what that is. You're gonna be staying tuned for that when I reveal it. So I'm gonna be doing a draft analysis as I'm taking over someone else's team midway through the season. So if we win, obviously it would be great to go into the finals, third time in a row, and this time around actually defending the title there. But let's see how this is gonna be going, and I'm gonna be actually pulling the matchup out of the way. So he brings the Urshifu single strike, which is very hard for us to switching to. Only Togetic can do that for us. He brings the Whimsicott, Scolipede, Piloswine, Porygon C, and Magneton. So COPPERAJAH actually has a pretty good matchup on the Trick Room. I need to only weaken down, I believe, Piloswine just a little bit depending on his bulk. Everything else I can one-shot with my coverage, so I really do like that. Regards to my lead, I'm thinking Slowbro would be my lead in a sense, cause it would deal with the Piloswine if he tries to get up rocks early on. And if the Urshifu is in front of me, you can see I have Colvo Berry, so I can Scald pretty freely from there and not be worried about too much. Magneton I'm switching on with my Assault Vest. Yeah, I think I'll stick with the Slowbro. I feel comfortable with that. And I have responses for every single other thing in the back if necessary. So we're gonna be sticking that as a lead, and we're gonna be seeing how this is gonna be going. So COPPERAJAH under Trick Room is our winning condition. We have Slowbro with Trick Room, as well as Runerigus as well. But Runerigus is really important for that Scolipede, and that is gonna be the primary mission for it. And once Scolipede is dealt with, I can a little bit more recklessly allow my Runerigus go down. But before then, I have to keep it fully healthy, just in case if it's a Life Orb Sword Dance set with Aqua Tail in itself. But let's see how this is gonna be going. Also, I'm gonna be trying to keep my tone low, because it's actually way past midnight on my time, so I don't want to bother my neighbors who are definitely sleeping at this point of time, since we are playing on Monday. And speaking of that, a little bit of apologies from my perspective that we are that late with this battle. So we are gonna be seeing the Piloswine as a lead, and immediately I do prioritize damage on this thing. He might go for Toxic, he might go for the Stealth Rocks predicting this, but I need this damage on my on the Piloswine, either for my Serra Aura or most importantly for the COPPERAJAH in the back. So Heavy Slam definitely would kill it no matter what kind of bulk investment it will have. And his only real switching to this thing would be the Whimsicott, and I don't mind burning that thing. And he does value the Stealth Rocks as I thought, so I'm able to get this one off. And I actually might be going for the Trick Room next, as we do really good damage to him and we score a burn, which is really good for us. That is really good for us. So I'm gonna immediately go for the Trick Room, because if he goes into Whimsicott, I can pretty much swap into COPPERAJAH here. So I'm gonna be doing just that. He might stay in and let this thing go down, because it's already burned, so it's not that valuable to him. But he does swap out. Storm, I believe that's his Whimsicott name, yeah. So that is his Whimsicott. I'm gonna actually double check, I'm pretty sure he didn't bring the Porygon C either. Right? Yeah, he didn't bring Porygon C, so my COPPERAJAH with a Salvest doesn't have to be super healthy for that thing. So I'm gonna be hard swapping into my COPPERAJAH, making sure that if this thing is carrying Encore, he won't be Encoring me into Trick Room and get rid of it as a whole. We are gonna be going from there and see how he responds to this. But I'm really excited for this COPPERAJAH. I've been waiting to use offensive COPPERAJAH ever since I drafted it this season. And hopefully it's gonna be the ace in our back foot in this matchup, which I didn't like I said early on the match in itself, that how I'm matching up versus him. But this is the trump card that we have potential pulling this matchup in our favor. But let's see what he does. He does go for the stun spore and lands it. Alright, so that is not gonna be fun if he's gonna be getting lucky with those. So I don't expect him to stay in. He could go into Magneton or the sacking the Piloswine. I think I go for the Heavy Slam, because I could see the Piloswine being sacked. As he withdraws. Chef Shield. That is the Magneton. I could have gone for the Earthquake, but that's okay. As we do get the Heavy Slam off, this should be doing good chunk to him. Yep. We are doing good chunk to him, and now we're just gonna be Earthquaking. Come on, Rumage, it's time for you to shine this season. This is going to be the matchup. I do have Aromatherapy on my Rose Red, so I'm really glad that I do. So I can get rid of this status when I have the opportunity, and I feel like I will be, especially versus this Magneton, which Rose Red can switching on, and it is especially defensive, and the primary now didn't came, so I can deal with it that way. But we are gonna be going for the Earthquake and see how he responds to this COPPERAJAH. He could also swap into the Piloswine right now or the Whimsicott, but like I'm getting damage on something. As he does go into the Whimsicott, alright. And we do get the Earthquake off. Alright. He might try to overpredict here. Obviously I might be doing the same, but we have one more turn of Trick Room. So I think what I'll do is that I actually now try to call out the Magneton. If we don't get this right, Whimsicott won't be doing too much. Zemat. That is the Piloswine. Okay, so that was his way of getting around this, but I'm okay with this. Yeah, I'm okay with this. And now basically what I can do is that I go into my Slowbro on this turn. And like I will attempt to get rid of this paralyzation, because this is my winning condition, so I don't want to any potential fully paralyzation happen to it. Well, let's see how he reacts to this. He might just be like, alright, he might be swapping out and try to pull a double. But let's see. The ideal situation would have been that I would have gone for the Heavy Slam, so it was actually me that ended up doing the over prediction, but I'm still in a good spot with this mon. He does withdraw. Who does he withdraw into? Honshu. That is the Urshifu. I'm fine with this, trying to double like that, because I have Colbo Berry for you. So I will take my opportunity to get a Scalp Burn on you if I can, or any kind of damage in general. So I'm gonna be going for the Scald here. He might go for the U-turn because he knows I have Togetic in the back. He does go for the Wicked Blow. We have the Colbo Berry for this. Yeah, that's definitely banded. That is definitely banded. Alright, Sean. We get some damage off on you. Really good damage. Now we make the targeting play. He might pull the double, but it looks like that he won't. So I can pretty much roost on the following turn, depending on, like, I'm gonna see how much this does. Because the rocks are up. Yeah, I think my best play right now is to roost, so this thing doesn't get too low of health. So we're gonna roost. Now primary what I have to do with, besides act accordingly what is in front of me and deal with them that way, is that I need to find my opportunity to get my rolls ready to get the aromatherapy off. And now that I know he has stun spore on the Whimsicott, I might just go for the teleport instead next time around and deal with it that way. Oh, he did bring the Porygon. See, I'm blind. I'm blind, he did bring this. Okay. See, here I'm thinking that I could try to go into my Zeraora because it's a Southwest. Or I could go into my Rose Red. But I'm pretty sure my Rose Red gets two-shotted by Porygon, see if it specs. Let me check this real quickly. Zeraora can take one, barely. Yeah, it's one of those two that I would have to go for. I think I'll go into Zeraora because it's a Southwest. If he goes for the Tri attack, it's gonna hurt a lot if it specs. But let's see, I can live one. Trick. What did he swap? Choice Scarf on me. He was Scarf. Oh boy, that was really good for me. That was really good for me. He has the Pilot's Wine burn, so I expect him to sack that thing. But I'm gonna close combat anyways. Yeah, he does withdraw. I think the Pilot's Wine is gonna get sacked. Or he goes into the Whimsicott. Alright, fair enough. But we get some damage off on you. But me being scarred with this guy is actually really useful in that scenario. But let's see. If he goes for the U-turn, what am I fearing coming into me? Probably the Urshifu. But I think I go to the Rose Red still. If he goes into Magneton or something else, I can at least aromatherapy. But I think if he has U-turn, this is pretty free for him to go for that, but I'll still make this play. Because I want to preserve COPPERAJAH's health. Yeah, he does U-turn. He does U-turn on this scenario. I think the Urshifu will come in, and then it comes down to... Does he try to predict the Togetic and go for the Iron Head? Because it would be two-shotting me. And if he does that, if he does get that play right, I need to really make sure that my Trick Room gets off. But he goes into Magneton. This is way better for me. This is the opportunity that I needed. This is the opportunity that I needed. Let's go for the aromatherapy straight up. Straight up for this. Flash Cannon. Yeah, we take that just fine. There we go. So that was really good for us. Now I'll Synthesis and see if he wants to react on this. He does keep Flash Cannoning. as we take that and we get our phase synthesis off. I can pretty much try to 1v1 this and go for like extra sensory next. It's gonna be a slow progress, but at least I can damage him down that way. Yeah, I think I will do that. But let's see. He does keep flash cannoning. Yeah, we'll take that just fine. And we get some damage off on you. Yeah. And now I can synthesis again. Now once I get my Slowbro in, and I get the trick room off, I will try to teleport with it if the Whimsicott is in front of me. And there's this PDF drop, which is not ideal obviously. I could just hard swap into my Zeraora right now, because it will take this hit just fine. And then I can Fire Punch for free. Because it hits the Whimsicott and it hits everything else neutrally and it hits super effectively what is in front of me. And if he makes a double, like Zeraora doesn't have terrible matchup versus most of the things, barring the Whimsicott if it's in front of me. But let's see. Again, sorry if I'm a little bit quiet on this commentary, but again, I have to respect my neighbors on this scenario. But I will try to always give my thought progress, what I'm doing, what I think about my opponent doing, but I won't be... Even though I would like to, because it's a hype match, I would like to be a little bit more radical and react on it properly. Oh, okay, he does go for that, and that actually gives us back to full health. So he was trying to predict me, expect him to be choiced, but here I just click Fire Punch. We get set damage on somebody. And Pilot's why we might be able to get KO from there. As he does go into the Whimsicott, so this is really good for me. Because he has been a low amount of health. And that looks to be a 2-hit KO. And we get a burn. And we get a burn in a progress, so that's really good for me. Is there any reason for me to think not to keep doing this? I don't think so. He cannot paralyze me because I'm electric type. So we'll see what kind of other shenanigan move he could go for. He does swap. And there's the Pilot's one, so we get our opportunity to kill this thing off. He's gonna go for the Ice Shot. But I don't really mind it too much. It's gonna do beautiful damage. If he carries it, that is. Yeah, he does have Ice Shot. Yeah, that won't do too much to us, so that's good for us. And Whimsicott being so weakened and Piloswine being gone, Plasma Fist looks pretty nice for me too. This thing is also winning condition right now, which is pretty cool for me. Like, I have Trick Room that I can utilize for winning condition. And here comes this guy. See, now that I know this is not specs, how much Rose Rate takes from this? 47. So I could go into that thing, honestly. Because it's not the most important right now. As long as I can avoid the Stun Spore, I can proceed from there. And like, I'm willing to let this thing go down. But I expect him to two-shot me because I'm not at full health. Yeah, he does go for the tri-attack. He doesn't have to predict. As he does froze me, which is pretty unfortunate. I don't know if he's gonna take advantage of this. But I'll just go for the Sludge Bomb. Yeah, he does go for the Dark Pulse, just covering the Runerigus play. But I still managed to be alive. Somehow. Now I could keep this as a sack. but I don't know if it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. And now I'm gonna check how much my Zero Aura's close combat would do to this Porygon C. We should be able to kill it. Yeah, so what I can do is that I either go into COPPERAJAH or I go into my Zero Aura, but I like my Zero Aura for now. I don't want COPPERAJAH being statused by a Tri Attack, what just happened. So I will go into this. Now, do I feel like predicting here? I think close combat is just fair, cause he might be sacking the Whimsicott here. If he goes into Scolopid, it just gives me damage. No, he just lets this thing go down. Which is really good for me, because I didn't like switching on this thing, so... If the Scolopid comes in, I hard swap into Runerigus. And if he Sword Dances or anything, I click Trick Room first and then I Earthquake. But let's see. I think we are okay spot still. New York, which is going to be the Scolopid, yeah. There's one of the bigger threats that we have to still deal with and hopefully get around it. But we have Runerigus for this, so we Trick Room into Earthquake. And with heavy duty boots on, even Life Orb Aqua Tail should not be able to kill me from full. He does go straight for the Earthquake, alright, so he was respecting that thing in the back. And he is Life Orb. Alright. So I'm gonna Trick Room here, regardless. It's gonna be super useful for me. He cannot taunt me or anything. He might sack the Whimsicott here. Honju. Urshifu. Hard on Urshifu. Okay. See, now I'm not letting this thing go down. He's gonna be Wicked Blowing. Let me see. Let me think a little bit this turn. I think if I get a right sack here, like a Slowbro, I could be in a good shape. Let me sack Sean here. I'm sorry that I'm doing this, Sean, to you. But like, there's two benefits into this. Either I get my COPPERAJAH in for free if he clicks Stab, or if he clicks Iron Head, I get a slow teleport off. Wicked Blow. Alright. Hopefully I don't have to regret this, but I have still Runerigus for able to set up Trick Room in front of that Scolopid. And versus the other guy. So now we go into COPPERAJAH. And I wanna say Urshifu dies to Heavy Slam, so I don't have to risk a miss. 64. See, I need to check something really quickly. Let me see. UBL. Urshifu. 52. I have 30 seconds. 62 to 74. That should be in a range. We click Heavy Slam. And he withdraws, so I didn't risk a miss. Thankfully. He does go into the Magneton, so I can Earthquake next. Yeah. We get to Earthquake next. Come on, COPPERAJAH. Come on. We have two different winning conditions. This guy and the other one. He goes into the Storm, which is the Whimsicott. Alright, see, he is trying to He's trying to stall these out. And the Whimsicott goes down. So we are able to force some of these kills well right now. Which is really important. Again, COPPERAJAH right now looks to be one of my best winning conditions, but the Choice Scout Zeraora, funnily enough, is another one that I can use. Well, let's see. This is a really intense battle. I don't know which one of us is gonna win yet. So I'm not getting my hopes up yet, but at least I feel like I have tools to win. That's the most important thing right now. But I'm excited. I'm glad that the COPPERAJAH has been able to do the work, and it's showing from my opponent's side like how he has to play around this. It's not easy for him. It's definitely not easy. He goes into this Scolopede. You're at 91 HP. Scolopede. You probably do live this one hit still. 91. You would be like 60 HP, let's say. 86 to 102. How much Life Orb Earthquake is doing to me? He can kill me straight out. How many Trick Rooms we have left? One more. It's literally just this turn. Do I Heavy Slam? I think what I can do is that I go into Runerigus, because this is the final turn of Trick Room, and then I set it up again. I can set it up after this turn. Protect. Oh, that was more than ideal for me. More than ideal. Trick Room once again. Now what I can do is that I get my Stealth Rocks up as well and get the damage on this guy. But he's honestly taking the damage for me, so he's in a range of my Heavy Slam, because that's like 86 if he's the proper amount of HP, so I think right now I'm just gonna be Earthquaking here. That should be doing good damage to everything. Trick Room proving to be a very, very valuable asset for us this week. I'm really happy that it's working pretty well, considering that I don't literally have more than one game of experience out of my 5-year Draft League career what I've been playing this game. It's not something that I tend to use often, but I'm glad that when I do, I can at least save on this battle. No matter the outcome, I've been able to use it pretty well. He goes for the Protect. Tries to stall out one more turn. Now I could have seen that coming actually. I could have gone for the rocks there. How many turns of Trick Room we have? Info. 3. I think I go for the Earthquake. If he stays in, I go for the Stealth Rocks following turn. As he protects. If he swaps out into anything else, they don't like taking this damage, so I'm okay with if that would be his play. But let's see. He does stay in, we get up the Earthquake off on him. Which is a 2-hit KO, which I like to see. The Earthquake us back. How many turns we have left? 2 more turns. So I can go for the Stealth Rocks right now. Because I feel like his play is always protective. He has nothing to lose there. He does swap. he does swap. So that means that this Scoloped is super weakened now. He only has one hit off. That's really good actually. So now all of a sudden Zero Aura became a winning condition. That's really good for me. I don't think we need Trick Room to win. No, we don't. We Earthquake this for damage. Yeah. We get the Earthquake off, so we get some damage off on you. 25% of health. And we get Blow. Yeah. Pretty sure that was the last turn of Trick Room. Yep. So now Zero Aura became a winning condition all of a sudden. Because we can close combat for free. His only close combat resist is the Scoloped, which will die either swapping into this or after one more life orb hit. Those stealth rocks are so huge right now. I would lose without them to that Scoloped. And we go for the close combat. We kill the Urshifu. We kill off the Urshifu. So now Togetic is definitely a sack if I feel like it. We get the Wandering Spirit, so the Magneton technically could hit us with the electric type move, but I don't think that should matter. What health is the Magneton at? Let me check what kind of damage do I need on him. Eviolite max HP, let's say he's that. Versus my Zero Aura, 57%. He went into this to protect, but I'm okay with this. We go into my Togetic. We can sack this thing off because the Urshifu is gone. We can let him have this. He's gonna go for the protect regardless, yeah. But he cannot preserve this. I mean, he can, but it won't be living afterwards. Oh, his time ran out. His time went out. But I don't think with the timer being enough for him, he could have won that game. I'm pretty sure. Because he killed me off from there, the Magneton is last thing alive, and the Zero Aura would have outsped it, guaranteed I kill it with close combat. So, just like that, your Helsinki Hydreigons are moving 3 times in a row in the UBL, and we are gonna be going to the finals to defend our title, and we are going up against Diet Tide that actually I didn't get to play during this regular season on the last week because I forfeited that game, but now we get to play him there, and I'm really excited for that. This is like an encore for me. Like, I was playing with house money, I was okay losing this game, but obviously now winning this, I'm really happy for this, as you can tell. Like, holy shit, COPPERAJAH, that beast, the elephant. Without that elephant and with this Trick Room team, we could have not won this matchup. Huge thank you to Aquarius. She was able to help me out during this, or for this particular playoff matchup. It was her idea for me to use COPPERAJAH and Trick Room, and immediately when she said that, I was like, holy shit, this is the thing we are gonna be doing this week. So huge thank you to her for helping me out, and I'm really happy that this team came through with something that I'm not comfortable with, and we were able to pull it off. I think it would have been a 2-0 win for us if the time was enough for my opponent. But until for the finals, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna be seeing you guys later.